Good evening. This is Talcu. I'm coming here again. We are going to be going through our Rubric Marine magnetization. This is what we're going to be going for tonight. If you look at this guy, we're able to pull some arms off, weapon, and this allows us to swap in and out the weapons of choice based on our gameplay, how we want to change things up, and gives us that flexibility. Rules do change from edition to edition, from codex to codex, so this allows your army to remain flexible. So that's what we're going to be going for tonight. And so we already cut a couple guys out, glued the torsos and legs together. So we're going to be going through that. Starting off, we got a little bit of things that have tripped me up in the past, and I'll share with you. Let's get this on here. If you look right here, you see the number 12 there. At least in Games Workshop instructions, that number 12 isn't on the sprue. What that's referring to is the number 12 in the instructions. So it's referencing you back. So as you can see here, there's a lot of arms you could use to equip the Soul Reaper cannon. I figured I'd just share that with you guys. I know that's tripped a couple people up in the past, and figured I would go ahead and explain that. So let's go ahead and get started. Start off, use just a liquid cement for plastic molds, a hand drill bit already chucked up inside. Got the arms cut off the sprue, and got the Soul Reaper cannon and a bolt gun to work with. So let's go ahead and get started. So ideally what you want to be able to do is allow these to set up for a little bit of time. So these were put together a couple nights ago, and what that does is when you drill into this, it allows that glue to fully cure. So when you drill in with your hand drill or drill bit, you don't split the plastic. Your bit doesn't go in there and just split it. So we'll go ahead and start our drill process, and it goes really quick. So drill one side, go ahead and drill the other so that we get it in there. Now what's nice about these Rubric Marines, you can see on this guy, our shoulders sit a little high. Not too bad, but a little high. Good thing about these Rubric Marines and most other Space Marines is it's covered by a shoulder pad. No one will ever see it. So what that allows you to do though is when you're painting them up, pull them apart, get in there, get all that nice detail, paint it up, and have fun with it. So we've drilled our torso. We'll go ahead and drill our arms. What's nice about these arms, if you want to look real close, there's a little divot there. What I recommend is place the center of your bit in there and go ahead and drill it. Same way on that one. So like I said, this doesn't take much to go ahead and do. And we're going to be doing a couple models. We're going to be trying to do a video a week. We'll be on Thursdays at 8:15 Central Time. And then from there, we'll see how it goes. If you have a model or something you would like to see magnetized or questions, go ahead and comment below. And I'll go ahead and get to them and see. I'll respond back as best I can. So if you have something you want to see, let me know. Upcoming videos, definitely going to be doing a, what is it called? One of the Imperial Knights. Going to go ahead and show you guys how to do all that and get that done. Size of magnets. For this size of magnet, I'm going to be using one of the smaller magnets off of and let me look up the size real quick. This would be a probably a 1/16. It's probably metric actually, looking at it. Let's go ahead and grab the calipers since we can't see it. About a 2mm magnet is what we're using. So with that, we'll use our 2mm magnets, and I'll use a 5/64 bit to drill those. Yes, we do mix up our metric and English, our metric system and our English system all the time. So one of the tricks I've come up with magnetizing is do one guy. And for this, I went ahead and magnetized a weapon. So I'll start with the weapon. And then I will grab my hand that I forgot to drill on the wrist side, and we'll go ahead and drill that real quick. And we'll start with just simply not worrying about north-south poles. We got a base for this Rubric Marine, and that's just the way we're going to do it. For me, the way I do my magnets, I've been doing this a while, so I just have a set of arms that I use, and that is the way all my weapons are done. Each person has a little bit different method. That's just the way I've done it, and I like the way it works for me. So go ahead and drill it, and then we'll go ahead and drill our weapons out. We'll go ahead and drill this Soul Reaper cannon. Got a nice little spot here, so we'll go ahead and drill that in. One of the tricks with drilling is as you go in, you'll see that these little plastic bits start to build up on your drill bit. When you get to the depth you want, or you get a long one, go ahead and spin it the drill bit backwards, and you'll break it loose. It's a little trick. It helps out a little bit, but each person will find their own method, but that's the method I use. So with this, what I do is I take a pretty decent length of magnets, as you can see, and I got two different lengths in here. I got real short ones and real long ones. The long ones we're going to use in the torso, short ones we're going to use in the arms. So I pull it away, and then I just check to make sure I got a good fit. Feels like a good fit. Then I grab my just simple glue, super glue, and glue it in. And just dot of super glue will do. So go ahead and press it in. And been trying to find a couple good methods. The best method I've found so far is just a piece of wooden dowel and just push it in. And as you can see, that's how simple it is. So we did that one. Now I will attach my magnets to my body, because that's the way we're going to want to see it, like this. And we'll go ahead, check our fit like we just did. Looks good. Drop a super glue, and we'll be good to go. So slides right in, tap it in, and one arm done. That's how simple it is. So let that sit up for a second, put it off to the side so it's not in our way. Okay, so now we'll move on to our other shoulder. So we'll move on, get this done. So we got that one done. Check our fit, make sure we don't need to drill any deeper or widen our hole. Looks good, feels good. We'll glue it. So little job of glue there. Slide the magnets in. A lot of people ask me where I get my magnets. I actually just get them online from magnetbaron.com. There's a link below, but that's where I get all my magnets from. They work pretty well. As you can see there, had 2 magnets come in. Just grabbed a pair of tweezers, pulled it off. Well, these are great magnets for minis. They're not the super strong magnets that you see on TV that are impossible to pull apart. A pair of tweezers, grab it, and it goes real quick. So that's another arm done. So magnets are flush, hand is in, looks good. We'll move on. Let that glue set for a second. We don't want it to set too long or not set up and then go to press our guy together and all of a sudden we have an issue. And the issue is our magnets were glued together, not just put in. So next part, check the hand. Looks good. So solely per cannon. What's nice about this method is I've done one up already. Once you get I'm using the other hand that was done up previously as my magnet base because of I just want to use it and keep moving forward. And we glue it in. Another one stuck. Grab your tweezers and just pull it off. Okay, that's simple. Take your little handy dowel, push it down. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and check our fit. Solely per cannon. It's a little bit of a big weapon, but as you can see, I can shake this around just a little bit and it's not moving anywhere. So that's what we want to go for. We want our miniatures to look good, but we also want them to be functional. Don't want to be playing in the middle of the game and have your miniature fall apart because somebody grabbed you. We want it to hold together and be pretty nice. So there's a couple options on this one with these larger ones that you come in some models. As you can see, this is kind of how our guy's going to look when it gets together. You could take a little bit of glue and glue that hand on. That's one option. I don't necessarily do that. I'll leave this hand loose. I took a little bit of a circular file in there, or actually I took a flat edge file, kind of like this, and I widened up just a touch. And what that allowed me to do is be able to get that hand in there nice and easy. Welcome those who just joined. So that's what I'll do. So we'll go ahead and put that together and start our next episode, our next part, putting the magnets on the torso. So like I said, I had 2 different size magnets, a little bit longer, a little bit shorter ones. So I just put these off to the side so they're not in my way. So I got the longer ones. So like I said, where'd that little piece go? Oh, there it is. Grab a set that you already had together and just make sure that everything goes together so every Marine in your box is the same. By doing this, I put this magnet in to my side torso and I know that it's going to connect to every shoulder because I'm going to do it the same way every single time. So a little bit of glue on both sides. And slide it in. One and two. And you can kind of see there my technique. I kind of push it in and slide it off with my finger and make sure everything's flush. Let that sit for a second and we'll be pretty good to go on that. So that will be one part done. So now we'll go on to our second gun. We'll go ahead and drill that. So line up your bit in there and go ahead and drill it. So like I said, as that builds up, twist it backwards, it breaks it loose off the end, and you can keep drilling a little bit. Cleans out your hole real nice and easy. As you can see there. Didn't have to take a file, didn't have to take a hobby knife or anything like that. Real simple, real quick. So, like I said, find your model, clip it in, check your fit, make sure it slides in okay nicely. It's a little bit of a snug fit. You could drill smaller and go for press fits. I tried that once and it worked okay, but it did wear out fairly quickly, and I had some issues with it from there. So, but it does work. So, our guy has set up now, and so we'll check our Soul Reaper cannon, and we'll get our hand on. So the way I assemble this guy, go ahead and do it like that, and as you can see, Soul Reaper cannon, arms are attached. I can pick them up, move them around, and not have much issue there. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So what this allows us to do, like I said, switch out weapons as codexes and rule set changes, and we have a good time with it. It also allows us to paint. So got all that nice detail behind that Soul Reaper cannon. I can either paint in what they call pre-assemblies and then glue everything together, or on this one I can actually just pull it apart, paint it, put it together, and keep going. So that's kind of the basics for this one. So let's say my codex changed. I no longer want to run my Soul Reaper cannon. I pull it apart, and now I want to run my flamer. Get my flame weapon out, put it on, and I'm ready to go now. Gives you a nice little flexibility there. Just switch guys in and out. Like I said, I can pick it up, move them around. Not too worried about him falling apart, honestly. So, that concludes this video. That's our Rubric Marine, how to magnetize that guy. Like I said earlier, if you have any models you wish to see or comments, questions, please leave them in the comments, and I appreciate it. I have a Patreon account below if you wish to donate and keep this, if you wish to donate. But thank you for your time, and have a good evening.